What is going on, guys? This is Jason from Jason Sports Clips back with another video, and today we are talking about the NFC Season Standings Predictions, whatever you want to call it. This is recorded on Thursday. Tonight is the Texans and Chiefs game, which I cannot wait. I had problems uploading with the AFC, so I have no clue when this video is coming out, but hopefully it comes soon. Yeah, let's get right into it. And now we're going to be starting off in the NFC East. And that very last team in that division will be the Washington football team. That definitely sounds weird. But anyways, they drafted Chase Young. They also got Kendall Fuller and Thomas Davis added to their team. But they lost Trent Williams, Eric Flowers, Jordan Reed, and Josh Norman. Those are very, very good veterans on their team. Oh, and they also lost Adrian Peterson too. So that team is very, very young, especially with Dwayne Haskins as their quarterback. I don't trust him. So definitely the football team, number 4. And the number 3 team will be the New York Giants. Now, they did definitely improve. They added James Bradbury, Blake Martinez, Logan Ryan, and Dion Lewis. But they didn't really lose anybody. They lost a couple minor veterans, but nothing big at all. But they're not going to be as good as the 2 teams ahead of them. The second place team will be the Philadelphia Eagles. They drafted Jalen Reagor. I think that's how you say his name. They also drafted Jalen Hurts, and they added Darius Slay, Marquise Goodwin, and Javon Hargrave. Interesting. But they lost Darren Sproles, Malcolm Jenkins, Donald Darby, Nelson Aguilar, and Nigel Bradham. They lost a lot of key people, but they got a couple really strong pieces for their like the Darius Slay. They added a veteran wide receiver. So they'll finish second in their division, my opinion. And then that leaves the Cowboys to be first place. They honestly improved a lot. They added Everson Griffin, Dontari Poe, Greg Zuerlein as the kicker. They drafted CeeDee Lamb, but they lost Tavon Austin, Randall Cobb, Travis Frederick, which he retired, Byron Jones, Robert Quinn, and Jason Witten. So they did lose a lot of key pieces, but their team's already really good with Ezekiel Elliott and Dak Prescott. In my opinion, Dak Prescott is just about number 10 quarterback in the NFL. He's not great, but he's not bad. So the Cowboys are number 1. And so to recap the division, the football team number 4, the Giants number 3, the Eagles number 2, and the Cowboys winning the division. Now we're on to the NFC North, which is the greatest division of football in my opinion. But the last place team will be the Detroit Lions. They did draft Jeff Okudah and a running back, DeAndre Swift, I believe that's his name. Completely forgot. They added Adrian Peterson, Jamie Collins, Desmond Trufant, and Danny Shelton. But they also lost Darius Slay, Rich Wagner, and Damon Harrison. So their defense definitely improved, but their offense is still the same in my opinion. I mean, Matthew Stafford is a good quarterback. If he can stay healthy, I would not be shocked at all if the Lions would finish second or third of the division. But I got the Chicago Bears finishing third. So the Bears, they're definitely a weird team. Mitchell Trubisky is not a good quarterback. They got Nick Foles, Robert Quinn, Jimmy Graham, and Ted Ginn Jr. Those are literally all people that are out of their prime, except for Robert Quinn. Jimmy Graham's done. Ted Ginn's done. And they also lost Kyle Long, Trey Burton, HaHa Clinton Dix, and Prince Mukamara. Wow, that's a weird name. So the Bears really stayed stagnant. They actually got worse, if anything. And so I think they'll finish over the Lions, though. And second place team is the Minnesota Vikings. Now, they did draft Justin Jefferson, and he's a pretty good wide receiver. They added Yannick Ngakoue, Michael Pierce, and Dan Bailey, but they lost Stephon Diggs, Xavier Rhodes, Everson Griffin, and Andrew Sendejo. Oh, and Linville Joseph. So they lost a lot of key players on defense. And they didn't really add anybody except for Yannick. So I mean, Kirk Cousins is he's literally mediocre in my opinion. He's not good. I'm never feared against him or anything like that. So Vikings will be finishing second behind the Green Bay Packers. That's right. My Green Bay Packers are finishing first, of course. So they really didn't add anybody during the offseason. Their draft was pretty whack. I mean, I like Jordan Love and A.J. Dillon, but we should have gotten a wide receiver or a middle linebacker or something like that. We lost Jimmy Graham, Brian Bulaga, Blake Martinez, and Tramon Williams. And we really didn't add anybody except for Christian Kirksey. So I think the Packers are still finishing first in their division. So they got the Lions fourth, the Bears third, the Vikings second, and my Green Bay Packers number one. The next division we are going to be talking about is the NFC South. And the last place team in that division will be the Carolina Panthers. They did add Robbie Anderson, Teddy Bridgewater, Russell Okung, and Eli Apple. Oh, and they also drafted defensive tackle Derek Brown. But they lost Greg Olsen, Luke Kuechly due to retirement. That completely shocked me, to be honest. They lost Cam Newton and Mario Addison. So Teddy Bridgewater did pretty good when he was backing up with the Saints over there. I believe he won 4 or 5 straight with the New Orleans Saints. But Greg Olsen, that veteran tight end, now he's on the Seahawks, and now they got no tight ends. Luke Kuechly was by far their best player on defense. They lost him. And so they added a couple of wide receivers. Their wide receiver group's actually strong, to be honest. And obviously Christian McCaffrey in that running game is really good. But their O-line's not that good, and their defense got worse. But, their teams in their division are pretty good. So the third place team will be the Atlanta Falcons. They added Hayden Hurst, Dante Fowler Jr., and Todd Gurley, which I think that's a good pickup. But they lost Austin Hooper, Devontae Freeman, Adrian Claiborne, Vic Beasley, and Desmond Trufant. So their defense got a little bit weaker, but they did add a better tight end. I think Hayden Hurst is better than Austin Hooper. Todd Gurley can be good. He's a little bit injury prone now. And so Matt Ryan, I think he's a very good quarterback, very underrated. Then you got Julio Jones, in which definitely the number 1 wide receiver in the league, in my opinion. So the Falcons will be just about 500. And the second place team, I'm going to get a lot of hate for this one. The New Orleans Saints. Yes, I said it. They added Malcolm Jenkins, Emmanuel Sanders, Ty Montgomery, and Jameis Winston. Obviously, we'll be backing up. But they lost Teddy Bridgewater, Eli Apple, Von Bell, and Ted Ginn Jr. So I really think the Saints can win a division, but I think the Bucs are a little bit better. I'll talk about them in a second. So Alvin Kamara, very good running back. Drew Brees, very good quarterback. They got a very good offense. Michael Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders now. And so if the Bucs slip up a little bit, Saints will easily take over first place. So, and the Saints defense is good too, by the way. Cameron Jordan, man, they're tough. And now that leaves the Buccaneers in the first place. Now, they definitely had a crazy offseason, adding Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski, Leonard Fournette, and LaShawn McCoy. They drafted a tackle, Tristan. I don't know how to say his last name. So their offense is completely stacked now. Stacked with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. But they lost Jameis Winston, Carl Nassib, Brashad Perriman, and Demar Dotson. So Bucs definitely improved the most in that division in the offseason, and that's the reason why they'll be finishing first. So you got the 4th place Panthers, the 3rd place Falcons, 2nd place Saints, and the Buccaneers finishing first. So we're going on to the NFC West, which is the last division in the NFC. And the last place team, this is a very weird one. I would never say this 2 years ago. The Los Angeles Rams are finishing 4th place. So they added Leonard Floyd and Michael Brockers, but they lost Corey Littleton, Clay Matthews, Brandon Cooks, Eric Weddle, Dante Fowler Jr., and Todd Gurley. So you think they're going to be any better this year than last year? Nope. Not even close. But Jared Goff, he did really good his first year in the NFL. Then after that, he's throwing interceptions every game. So the Rams are definitely finishing 4th. And I'm going to get a lot of hate for this one too. The Seattle Seahawks are finishing third. I know, they got Russell Wilson. Now they got Greg Olsen. Now they got Jamal Adams. They got Carlos Hyde, Philip Dorsett, and Quentin Dunbar. And they added Jordan Brooks in the offseason. Not the offseason. They added him in the draft. But they lost Jadeveon Clowney, Ezekiel Ansah, CJ Prosise, and Marshawn Lynch. And I don't know, man. I mean, Russell Wilson, like I say, he's really, really, really good. But that O-line's like pretty whack. The wide receiver group's above average. The running backs are okay. But they did get Jamal Adams, so it'll be a little bit better for the defense. And the second place team is the Arizona Cardinals. So looking at my little sheet right here, they added DeAndre Hopkins. So they pretty much stole him from the Texans. I still can't believe the Texans traded him. Like, that is stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Just like I said in my other video. And they added Dre Kirkpatrick, but they lost David Johnson. And they added the linebacker Isaiah Simmons, in which he's probably the best linebacker in the draft. So then he got Kyler Murray entering his second year. And he showed a lot of potential last year with a completely bad O-line. And now he's got DeAndre Hopkins. Whew. Man, that's pretty intense. And that defense got a little better too, adding Isaiah Simmons. And that leaves the first place team will be the San Francisco 49ers, unfortunately. I hate them so much. Let's see who they added. They added Tavon Austin, Jordan Reed, and Trent Williams. Trent Williams from the Redskins, that's a pretty big pickup. So they're pretty much replacing Joe Staley at that left tackle position. Jordan Reed is definitely injury prone, but he has a lot of potential. He'll be the second string tight end behind George Kittle. Man, George Kittle is a freaking beast. He is a beast. I hate him so much too because he screwed the Packers over. But, I mean, that's all I got to say about the 49ers. You know, they're a really good team, unfortunately. So you got the Rams finishing fourth place, the Seahawks third, the Cardinals second, and the San Francisco 49ers winning the division. And that is wrapping up my NFL season predictions of the standings.